on Eskom's regulatory clearing account application for 2018-2019. Nersa received Eskom's 2018-2019 RCA application on the 8th of August 2019. On receipt of the application, it was screened for compliance with both the fourth multi-year price determination methodology and the minimum information requirements for tariff application requirements. Okay, let's make sense of all that. There's a lot of words, but does it make sense? Let me bring in Palesa Moeti, who's standing by for us. Hey Palesa, a very good morning to you. So talk to us about the importance of this public hearing in Bloem.
Well, let's just start here. Various sectors have been invited to these public hearings. Civil society has been invited, as well as we saw on the program, the farming community has been invited to take part in these hearings. While at this particular moment, inside the venue, there isn't a lot of people. The turn-up is not what we had expected, but obviously, knowing Bloemfontein and with this happening at this time of the day, the possibilities of huge numbers turning up would also not be, much. But joining us right now to just break down this process and what could be expected today is the regulator member for Nersa, Menomfundo Maseti. Ms. Maseti, thank you very much for joining us this morning. But how important are these public hearings?
Thank you very much, Palesa, for having me today. The public hearings are very important because we have to get the views of the public, have to get the views of the various stakeholders and customers of Eskom to tell us whether or not they agree with the request put by Eskom before Nersa, which is the request of 27.4 billion rands of cost that Eskom alleges that they have incurred those costs during the 2019 financial year as part of them generating electricity and supplying electricity to the country. So they have to look carefully at those costs, like we are also going to do, looking at each cost item. And Eskom has to justify how did it exceed from the cost that Nersa allowed it to recover through the tariffs, and so that there is much more transparency and also accountability, because as Nersa we cannot simply tell people of South Africa, including businesses and consumers, that you need to pay more tariffs, because it affects them. So we must hear them. What do they say about this request of the higher cost that are required by us, by Eskom? So it is relevant, very important in that sense.
So besides the general community and the agricultural sector, who else is here? Did you invite only specific groups, or how did that process of inviting people here go about?
We did not invite specific groups. We invited all people that are affected by the electricity prices. It can be businesses, it can be everyone. We all consume electricity. So it's quite important that you come, whoever you are, when you feel that these electricity hikes are going to affect you. So it's not specific people, and we also put the invitations in various newspapers that are circulating in various provinces, in various towns. We've also put it in our Nersa website, and also the social media cards such as Facebook, Twitter, in fact from last year, around November, we've already advertised the application by Eskom. So I suspect that perhaps other people, they have other commitments, but at least we expect about 6 presenters today, some of which we joined by 1 or 2 groups from Kimberley, because we couldn't have a number of people there. But despite the fact that the number of people that are going to present may look small, especially in this province, but you must also remember the number of observers. There are people that sometimes do not want to present present, but they do have issues. So what we normally do in that case, we ask them as they are sitting there, they will write some pieces of papers to put their questions and for clarification. Then we can take those questions as the members of the panel to ask them directly to the presenters or to Eskom itself if the question is directed at Eskom.
So how long will this process take until a decision is finally made by Nersa?
We are going to have these public hearings in other provinces, like we're going to Mpumalanga in Nelspruit on Monday, and on the 20th we are going to be in Limpopo, Polokwane, and we are going to finish in Gauteng. On the 21 and 24th. So we're going to have them on over 2 days in Gauteng. We're going to have them on the 21st in Pretoria, and on the 24th is going to be in Midrand. So we will finish in terms of the public hearings on the 24th of February. The decision is expected to be taken on the 24th of March, and that is also guided by the statutory deadlines.
Okay, thank you very much. Menomfundo Maseti, that is the regulator member for Nersa, responsible for electricity. Obviously, with these kind of public hearings underway, there is a possibility of another electricity price hike that we're looking at. But obviously, that will be determined by, what the people on the ground are saying, what the various sectors are saying. And obviously, this is an attempt by Eskom to recover some of its monies. But with that, it's back to you in studio.
All right, Palesa Moeti, live for us in Bloem. Appreciate your reporting. I want to take you now